Last week we started talking about Credential Overflow. So just as a refresher, Credential Overflow happens when the number of active cards in your system outnumbers the number of active people in your system. So that's obviously a security risk because once a person leaves your system, you want their card to instantly be deactivated so they no longer have access rights to your building, right? Well, the problem is that doesn't always happen that way, unfortunately. So last week we talked about the first main cause of Credential Overflow, and that was when your database information, like your HR database, isn't communicating seamlessly with your access control system. So when a person goes to leave, their access control privileges aren't automatically getting deactivated in your access control system. So in BadgePass, the solution that we have for that was called data sync. Now, if you want a refresher on that, please go back and watch last week's video. It only takes a couple minutes. So this week, we're going to talk about the second cause of Credential Overflow. So the cause for that is when people come in and they need a badge reprinted. Now, it happens all the time. People are like, oh man, I lost my badge in the parking lot. Can I just get a new one reprinted? They come into your HR office or wherever you've got your badge printer and they just need a fast badge reprinted on the spot, right? So somebody's going to reissue them a new badge. Not a problem. And what happens is if your ID system and your access control system aren't communicating and you don't have a way to deactivate their old credential that was already active in the access control system, now they potentially have two credentials that are active in the access control system at the same time, right? Or in theory, they could have even more depending on how many badges they've reprinted in the past. So we're just compounding on an existing problem, and we're creating more and more and more active cards in the same database that are all assigned to one user at one time. So we're just making this Credential Overflow problem even worse. So what we do in BadgePass is in our Identity Manager interface, we've got a button called New Card, where when I come in and I say, hey, I lost my badge, can you reissue me a new badge, please? They just hit New Card, and it automatically deactivates my existing card right on the spot. So I've only got one card at a time that's assigned to my user information. How awesome is that? I know, super simple. So that helps us to keep a clean database and eliminate Credential Overflow. So two main problems that contribute to Credential Overflow, and BadgePass has two very, very simple solutions to help eliminate those problems.